Hi, everybody. There we go. Hello, everybody. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. I am Michelle Solis. I am an independent demonstrator for Stampin' Up! In Seekonk, Massachusetts. And I am doing my Friday night Stamp and Sip live. And tonight is November 8th. And we are going to be doing a double arrow card. So this is a card that it's interesting story. This is a card actually that I got from a friend, Debbie Merchant, and she sent it to me, and I thought it was such an unusual card. And I wish I could find the one she sent me. I don't know where I said it. But I thought it was such an unusual card, and I thought, well, I really would like to try to make that. So she sent me the directions, and she told me that it was Sue Campfield who designed this card. So I went back and watched Sue Campfield's video as well. And so tonight I'm going to show you Sue Campfield's original design, and then I'm going to show you how Debbie altered it a little bit. I will teach you both kinds tonight, so you can decide which one you like better, or maybe you like them both and you try both of them. Okay, so let's go down here, and I will tell you what I'm talking about. First, cheers, everybody. Cheers to the weekend. Take a sip of whatever you brought. I am still drinking my Crescent wine from the Thousand Islands Winery in Alexandria Bay, New York. Yes, I bought more than one bottle. Okay, so this is the card that originally Sue Campfield designed. She designed it to be this double arrow card here, but she designed it to open up and have a space inside for you to stamp. Hi, I'm not sure who just joined, but hello. It just says Facebook user. Sorry. But hi, thanks for joining. So her version opened up and then had this double arrow kind of bay window on the front panel. So that's Sue Campfield's original design. And then when Debbie sent it to me, she sent it to me like this. And this is using just a piece for the card base, just a piece of 5.5 by 4 1/4. As a flat card base, it doesn't open. But this has, again, the double arrow bay window on the front, but she also added this piece in the middle that also pops up. So I'm going to show you both versions of this tonight. Okay? Okay. So let's get started with this. Tonight, everything's falling over. Tonight we're going to be doing this card with the Otterly Amazing set. So I'm going to be using the stamp set. This little stamp set is a photopolymer. So it's a stamp set. It also comes with coordinating dies in the bundle. And the dies cut out some of these little otters that you can stamp, as well as some of the otters in the designer series paper that coordinates. It also cuts out these fish, a little log, and some like seaweed or grasses. And we're going to be using those tonight as well. Okay. All right, so we're going to set this aside for the moment. All right, let's get started here. So what we will need, let me show you the little templates first. This is how Debbie sent it to me, and I am so glad she did. She was so good making these little templates for me. So this is the card base, and that is the one that is just this one that's just got a flat card base here. So you would need a card base that's 5.5 by 4 1/4 for that one. And if you want it to open up like this one, Then you're going to need a card base that is 4 1/4 by 11, and you're going to score that at 5 1/2. Okay. And then you're going to need, I'll tell you the size of all these panels and stuff when we get going there with that. So that's the card base. Then you've got these two pieces that are going to make these arrowhead pieces on the side. Just so you can see why she called it an arrowhead. It's got that cool shape. Okay, so these are pieces that are 4 1/4 by 5. You need 2 of them, and you're going to score at 1 1/2, 3, 3 1/2, and 4 1/2. If you want to take a screenshot of that, that's what the measurements are. And I'm going to show you how to do that, and then we're going to tear and tape the side here to create the arrowheads. You need 2 of those. And then if you're going to create this pop-up center, you're going to need this piece, which is 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. And this is scored at 1/2 inch, 1 inch, and 1 1/2 inches from each side. So you're going to do it once, and then you're going to turn it around and do it the same. So there are the measurements on that one. Oh, I don't know why everybody's coming up as Facebook user tonight and not with any names. That's very strange. But hi, everybody. Thanks for joining. Okay, so those are the pieces that you'll need to create the card base. So let me move my stuff here. I've got everything lined up. Oh, let me get these out of the way. Okay, so tonight what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the one that's 4 1/4 by 11. We're going to take an 8 1/2 by 11 piece of cardstock, and we're going to cut that right down the middle at 4 1/4. So it will now be 4 1/4 by 11. Then we're going to turn that, and we're going to score it at 5 1/2. And that's going to give us this card base. Now, to make this nice and even, I always push it into the very bottom corner of my trimmer here to make sure that my sides and my ends are lined up. And then I just press with my finger to get that and make sure that it's square. And then I will use my bone folder to get a nice fold there. So that's going to be our card base for this is the style that we're going to make tonight. Okay. If you want to just make it like this, flat, you will just use half of this. You'll use a piece that's 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. Okay. So what I'm going to do is add my white inside here. I'm not putting any design on this. We have enough to do with decorating the front. So I want to just concentrate on that. And do you think I could get my glue to go? No. One moment. Let's try a different glue. All right, watch this one blurp out everywhere now. There we go. Okay, so we're going to just put this inside. This will be where we will write our sentiment. Okay, so right now we're going to just set this card base aside, and we're going to make these other pieces. So we need 2 pieces, as I said, for the arrowheads that are 4 1/4 by 5. So we're going to take the other half of our cardstock, and we're going to, this is already 4 1/4, so we'll cut 2 pieces that are 5 inches. Oh, where am I going? And then this will become our arrowhead. So as I said, we're going to score that at 1/2 inch, 3 inches, 3/4, 4.5. So 1/2 inch, 3 inches. Oh no, that was wrong. It's 1.5 inches. I can't read my own directions. Sorry. 1.5 inches. Let's fix that. 1.5, 3, 3 3/4, and 4.5. Okay, so we'll set that aside. Now we just need to do that again. 1.5, 3, 3 3/4, and 4.5. Okay, those are going to be our arrowhead pieces. Now what I'm going to do is on this little score line, we're going to have 2 big panels and then 3 small panels. On the end here, where the smallest little panel is, I'm going to miter that edge. So right at the score line, I'm going to come in and I'm going to just cut a little angle off there. That's going to make it easier for me when I am putting this arrowhead shape together. So we're going to do that on both pieces. Okay. And then we're going to just score this. Burnish this. Okay. So the 2 large panels. What did I do? Hang on. Something is wrong. Oy. Hang on. What have I done to myself? 1.5. No, apparently I can't measure tonight. So it's 1.5, 3. What did I do? 3 3/4. Oh, I've really made a mess. Okay, one moment. Let's get a new piece. Okay, 4 1/4. Yep, by 5. Ay, ay. All right, 1.5. 3 inches. 3 3/4. And 4.5. I made 4 of these cards. You'd think I would have it down by now. All right, let's miter these edges on that little panel. And let's hope it matches the other one now. Yes, it does. Oof. Okay, now we're going to burnish these. Okay, so these 2 larger panels, can you see that? You have 2 larger panels, and then you've got 3 small panels. So the larger panels are going to mount and fold in, and mount and fold again. So they're both folding over. Then the next one, we're going to fold back the other way. And the last one, we're going to mount and fold. So when you're done, you should get a piece that looks like this. What's going to happen is we're going to squish that down. We're going to accordion fold that, and this flap will come over and glue down. So let's do that one more time. So you've got your 2 big panels. They're going to mount and fold. and then mountain fold again. And the next one is going to go out, so valley fold, and then mountain fold on the little piece. So you get an accordion fold at the very end here. Okay, now we're going to need some Heron tape because we really want this to hold. So on this small panel that we have mitered here, we're going to put some Heron tape. And I want that toward the folded edge here. So you want that right next to your fold. And then we'll do the same with this one. I know it's called tearing tape, but I never have any luck with tearing. So I use it as cut and tape. Okay, I'll just burnish that a bit so it sticks nicely. And we're going to take off the backing. And then what we're going to do is we're going to accordion fold these 3 folds. So they will go down like this. And then you should have these 2 large panels. And accordion fold it down like that. And then this panel is going to just fold over and close that up. And you should get a really cool arrow-shaped piece. Okay, so that's why this is called the double arrow card. So we're going to do that again. We'll take the backing off. Oops, sorry about that. And then we will accordion fold that down. And then bring this little panel over top of that. And that will create our arrow shape there. Okay, so you've got 2 arrows. So now what we'll do is bring in our card base. Make sure you're going to glue your arrows onto the front, not the back, right? Okay, and your little arrows, actually, let me decorate these first, 1 second. So you're going to have some designer series paper pieces. Okay. What we're going to have here is, let me find my measurements. For the front of your card, for the middle, you're going to have a cardstock mat here that is 2 1/4 by 4, and you'll have a little DSP piece that's going to go on top of that. That's going to be 2 by 3 3/4. That'll be for the middle front of your card. Then you'll have 2 side panels. This designer series, this cardstock will be 1 1/4 by 4. And then the designer series paper will be 1 by 3 3/4. And you're going to need 2 of those. Those will be for these pieces here. And this is the middle piece. Then you can see the sides have some designer series paper too. These little arrows have some paper in the sides. Those little strips you'll need 4, and those are going to be 1/2 inch by 4 inches. Okay, so that's what I'm going to put on first, is these little strips before I put it onto my card base. So I will take my little strip. This card does have a lot of pieces. And how does my glue stop working? I used it one time so far. Don't understand. There we go. Just wants to be finicky when it's live. Okay. So we're going to just put in the side of our arrows where it folds, you're going to put these little strips. I don't remember which one coordinated with that. Doesn't really matter. So we'll get those on there. Okay. And then we'll do the same with the other one. Try to get it straight there. Of course, you could leave this empty or just bare on the side. You don't have to decorate it. I don't think it will make that big of a difference, but I did like the decoration in there. Okay, so now we've got our two arrows. So we will attach these to the front of our card. So what we're going to do is the point of your arrow is going to point toward the middle of your card. So these flappy, foldy ends are going to be on either end. Okay, so what we'll do is we're going to put some glue onto this side of our arrow because we want the point to point into the middle. And then we will get it onto our card. So we want to line it up to the corner here and the corner at the top and just straight along this edge. And then I'm going to just, whoops, try not to move it, press it down and hold it for a second until it sticks on there. So that will be that arrow on that side. And then you're going to have this one on this side. We'll do the same thing. Put some glue on here. And then just line this edge up and line this edge up. And try not to move. There we go. If you're using the liquid glue on this step, you have a minute to kind of wiggle it and get it in place. A bit of glue right there. Okay, so you've got now your little arrows on the front of your card. Okay, so these panels will be for the sides. Put these together first before I put them on there. Okay. And someone is asking me if I'm going to post the measurements. So I would say yes, I'm going to put this card on my blog. So you could visit my Facebook page, not my Facebook page, my my website, which is thismustbeinc.com, and check out my inspiration section, which is my blog, and you will find this card. So after I have dinner tonight, I will put this up on my blog. So these two panels will be going here. One on the left and one on the right. And this is a pattern from the Coordinating Designer Series paper, which is called, what is it called? Otterly Adorable, it's called. Okay. All right. So now if you're making the one that's just got the flat one-dimensional card base, you can stop right there if you want to do it like this with just your flat panel. You can stop here and you can attach your designer series paper panel right here and decorate it just like that. If you want to create the one that has this third pop-up panel, we're going to do that now. So I'll show you how to make that other panel. Okay, so that was this piece. This is the center pop out. It's 5.5 by 4 1/4, and I'm going to have to get a new piece of paper. One moment, because I used my piece when I made a boo-boo. All right, let's see what this one is. This is 5. Oh, not quite. So we need 5.5 by 4 1/4. Now this is the piece that Debbie designed, and we are going to score each end. We're going to go to 1/2 inch, and this time, yes, I mean 1/2 inch, and then 1 inch, and then 1.5. And then we will just flip it around and do the same thing at the other end. So we've got 1/2 inch, 1 inch, and 1.5. Okay. And then what we will do is accordion fold those folds. So we're going to burnish that. The inside one is going to go mountain fold. Then the next one will be valley fold. And then the last mountain fold again on both sides. So mountain fold, and then valley fold. It's in the way. And then mountain fold again. Okay, so that will now give you this piece that is going to create that center pop-up. So we're going to take this off, and this is going to fit in here. So what we'll do is we're going to accordion fold both sides. So it's going to squish down like that, and it will fit right in the middle here. Now I'm going to do this with liquid glue. I tried it with tear and tape, and it was very difficult because tear and tape is very, very sticky, and it doesn't want to come up once you have set it down. So we're going to do this side first. We're going to hold this down, and we're going to lay it in right next to your arrow panel. And just press that down. And you just want to make sure that you've got this lined up right against your panel and against the top and the bottom here. And then we will just do the same with the other side. We'll add some liquid glue. Oops, I just blurped the glue. All right, and then we'll fold this down and get that right in next to our other panel. Okay. You just need to hold it down. I have glue on my finger. Oh my goodness. Hold that down for a minute until it adheres. Okay. Now when you're done, you're going to have that. So you'll have your two arrows and your center, and everything will flatten down to go in the envelope, but it will pop up when it's standing up. Okay. All right, so this panel now is the one that we're going to decorate. Oh, I should have put my designer series paper on there first. Oh, okay, so we've got that in there. This is the other side of this grassy paper, is this water looking paper. And that's what I wanted to use tonight with my little otters. Okay, so these little otters, I cut this one out of the DSP with the die. That's one little guy. And then this one I fussy cut out of the designer series paper, and he was right on the edge, so he didn't have the rest of his body. But I'm going to use him, and I'm going to put him just like that. Isn't that cute? Because he just looks like he's swimming in from the side. Okay, so we're going to put these guys on. I love to use the edge image of my paper as well. I just use it on the edge of my card. Don't like to waste any of those really cute little images or even any of the flowers. I try to find a way to use even, like half of a flower on the front of a card. Can always tuck it behind like a sentiment or just make it come in from the side. All right, so then we got this little guy. They're so adorable. They were aptly named. Okay, so then I was going to use some of these little grasses, and that can kind of cover him up. And I should have used some adhesive sheets. While I was planning this, I did not think about it. So we'll get that on there. And then I've got one in olive green. That was Pretty Peacock, which is what the card base is. This is Old Olive. I couldn't decide whether it needed one of these. Yeah, why not? Oh, it needs, oop, oh, that did not stick down at all. What happened there? I got overzealous and moved it before it was stuck. No patience sometimes. And this one is Lost Lagoon, another of my favorite colors. There. Okay. Now we just need a sentiment. I had a little piece. Here we go. For my sentiment. Oh, I forgot I was going to stamp some fish. I don't think I dare do that now because that's not going to be even enough for me to get a good image there. I forgot the fish. All right. So let's see. Where is my ink? We've got Pretty Peacock ink. And we're going to do Love You Lots. And I'm just going to cut that off. No, I'm not. I'm going to use my trimmer because I'll never get it even. It's too long for me to get it even if I'm freehanding it. There we go. Okay, and we'll just get that on there. Oh, it does need to be a little skinnier. All right. Hold your breath. Well, it's not quite even, but it'll be okay. Oh, I'm not good. Sometimes if it's too long, it's not easy to cut. If it's just, a little bit. But if I have to take a couple of swipes at it, chances are it's going to come out crooked. All right. Love you lots. Ta-da! And then we've got some little pearls. These are the most beautiful things. These are the Riverside Irregular Pearls. And I don't know if you guys have seen them yet, but there's white and like a gray and like a pretty peacock, but they're very iridescent. They're super pretty. Okay, so we're going to use these. Oh, I don't know what color. Maybe I'll just use the white. Use the white one. Maybe a big one. Oh dear, I got it stuck. And take your pick tools, not helping. Stuck to my finger. And where are we going with this? Let's go over. Okay, there we go. All right, so you saw it with the plain front, and then this is the one with the pop-up front. All right, let me go back and show you the others again. So this was the one that I did. You can see the difference here. This is the one with the plain front, just flat, and this is the pop-up, and this is the one with the base that opens, the 4 1/4 by 11 base that opens. This one was done with the Latte Love bundle and the A Little Latte DSP. Okay, there's those. And then we had this one that we did with the Nests of Winter Designer Series paper and the Winterly Treetops bundle. That's where these images came from. And this is one that does not have the card base that opens. So what I did was put a piece of basic white on the back here, and that's where I would write my sentiment. And it just stands up like that. Then we did, of course, I had to do one for birthday. So here's a little happy birthday one. This is the Bright and Beautiful DSP, and this is the little guy from the Fluffiest Friends bundle. And that one, again, is just a plain one-dimensional card base. And this doesn't have the pop-up front. This has just got the plain front. And then one last one. I did this one with the Regal Flora paper. And this one is a white card base, and that opens this way. And then I did the panels or the arrows in white, but I did the middle piece here in the cherry cobbler. So it's got the cherry cobbler, cherry cobbler pop up there. Okay. And this little tag and sentiment came from the Something Fancy bundle. Okay, so that's it. Oh, hard to get them all in the picture here. That's it for me tonight, though, guys. As I said, as soon as I finish eating dinner, I will get on my computer and I will get the measurements and the directions up on my blog. Okay. But yeah, you can watch this video again for the dimension, for all the dimensions if you'd like. Go back and write them down. I show everything at the beginning. I show you all the little templates. And as I said, this was a Sue Campfield design. So you could also check out her video on and see the ones that she made. She also did one that went portrait, right? Yeah, portrait instead of landscape. So I urge you to go and watch that as well. And I want to thank Debbie again for giving me the great idea of the this pop-up middle. That was fabulous. She designed that. So she kind of took Sue Campfield's thing and gave it her own spin. And I really appreciated that. And now I've tried it and I love it. And I'll have to see if I can come up with something and make it a little bit different and then send it back to her. We'll see. All right, so that's it for me tonight, guys. Thank you so much for watching. It was really pretty, wasn't it? And I really enjoyed doing that card. I haven't made a really complex fun fold for a long time, so it was fun to do this one. All right, so cheers, everybody. Have a great weekend. Enjoy it, and stay crafty, my friends.